You are at the very last video for this unit. We are looking at humans and how we've affected the environment. By the time we're done, you're going to know what biodiversity is and why it's important, describe how we've negatively impacted the environment, and then talk about conservation, restoration, and how to lessen and fix the impacts we have made thus far. Biodiversity is simply a word that means a variety of life and its processes. In 2011, some scientists did some research and said that there's about 8.8 million animal, plant, and fungi species on the planet. We only know about less than 25% of them. That's crazy. About 6.5 million are probably located on land. 2.2 million are most likely in the ocean. Biodiversity is really important to us for many, many reasons. It's important to the organisms themselves because genetic variety is a way to resist disease. The Irish potato famine happened because the Irish planted potatoes that were essentially clones of each other. They were called lumper potatoes. All of the potatoes were genetically the same. So when the disease came and affected one potato, all of the other potatoes that were clones were susceptible to that disease as well. And potatoes were a main source of food, and therefore the Irish suffered that famine because there was no genetic variety. Same thing in people and other organisms. Variety is disease resistance. Biodiversity is important because we get products from other living things: timber, fibers, adhesives, dyes, food. Biodiversity is important because different organisms help warn us of toxins. The picture at the bottom is the peregrine falcon. We used DDT as an insecticide on crops a while ago, actually not too long ago, and the peregrine falcons were dying because of DDT, and that told us that maybe it's harmful to humans as well, and so we had to change our ways because we had this warning sign. Over half of our prescription drugs come from wild species. Think antibiotics. Wow, bacteria and fungi provide us with that. If we didn't have biodiversity, we wouldn't have many of the drugs we have today. Inspiration. Think about the shape of a submarine. That's based off of water animals. So different cars and other products, we use the way an animal is engineered to give us ideas. And then, of course, the obvious. Atmosphere. The different things like carbon dioxide and oxygen are provided by different species. Plants help hold down soil to prevent erosion. Certain organisms purify water. Certain organisms fix nitrogen. Pollination of plants, controlling pests. There's so many other things that we need a variety of organisms for. Otherwise, we would not be able to survive on this planet. We have impacted the planet in so many negative ways. First of all, soil erosion. Erosion is moving the soil from one place to another. Because of bad farming, development, and many other reasons, deforestation, we are causing soil erosion to happen fairly quickly. The dust storm is an example. Soil takes a long time to form. If we run out, it's going to be a while before we have enough to use again. We're really good at polluting things. So think water pollution, air pollution from factories. It ruins not only our habitats, but the habitats of the organisms that live there. Drinking water becomes unsafe, and then we get many health problems. When we create pollution, some of that pollution interacts with things in the atmosphere and creates acid rain. Acid rain is rain that is slightly acidic, which can affect the pH of soil. Plants need certain pH ranges to grow, so if it becomes too acidic, plants can't grow. It also affects man-made structures, so the picture is kind of creepy. It's a gargoyle on a building, and limestone reacts with acid. So much acid rain has been falling in this area that the limestone structure has actually been eaten away. Humans are also negatively impacting the environment by contributing to ozone depletion. We release certain chemicals that get up into the atmosphere and break down the ozone layer. The ozone layer is super important because it protects us from UV light. UV light causes us to tan, and if you have too much UV light, that destroys the DNA in your cells and can lead to things like skin cancer. So you can see the hole in the ozone is actually mostly concentrated over the South Pole, and we've done a good job of being more aware of this and decreasing it slightly, but if we keep ruining the ozone layer, the cancer risk is going to just keep increasing and bad things are going to continue to happen. Another major human impact is the greenhouse effect. By combusting fossil fuels, we create this layer of carbon dioxide that traps the sun's heat. So the sun comes in through this theoretical greenhouse, gets radiated back from the Earth to the atmosphere, and then the layer of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, plus other gases, trap it. And so these increases are affecting climate. I don't like the words global warming because you might be looking outside these past couple days here as I record this video in 2014, and it's sub-zero. And you might say, oh, global warming, that's not happening. Well, this is climate change. The whole climate can be changing. Weather is looking at one day at a time. Remember my research. Climate change is going to affect that part of California by increasing the amount of rain that they get. Some places might get less rain, some places are going to get warm, some places are going to get cold. So it's changing the climate, and human impacts are having part of the effect from this. How to help? Conservation, we need to protect what we have. We need to fix what we've messed up, and that's restoration. And lastly, you just need to care about the environment around you. It's easy to say, I'm one person, I don't matter, but someday we're going to hit carrying capacity. We're going to hit K, and the more that we ruin the world, the faster that day is approaching. So you need to be the change. If you can change your lifestyle, you can impact other people, and we can fix the world, or at least slow down the process of how we are impacting the world. So, please answer the question in the summary box, and now that you've seen this video, you should be able to tell me what biodiversity is, why it's important, how we have essentially ruined the environment. Of course, it's not completely ruined, but we have had some major impacts, and how can we fix what we've done and prevent more problems in the future.